students. Welcome back to the class on the chapter matrices. In our last class, we had covered the concepts, definition of matrix, order of a matrix. Let me to revise first whatever I had covered in the last session. What do we mean by a matrix? A matrix is arrangement of numbers. Numbers can be either real or imaginary, or functions in horizontal lines and vertical lines. In the language of matrix, horizontal lines are called as rows and vertical lines are called as columns. For example, this is one matrix. What we have done here, we have arranged the numbers which can be real or imaginary and even functions. And the entire arrangement is enclosed within the square brackets. And we denote matrices by always capital letters. The numbers or functions that are enclosed within the square bracket, they are called as entries or elements of that matrix. In this case, 1, 2, 3, iota, 0, sin theta, they all become what? Elements or entries of that matrix capital A. Next, order of a matrix. How do we define order of a matrix? Order of a matrix is nothing but number of rows by number of columns. So if I take this as an example, in the matrix A, there are two rows of elements. This is row 1, this is row 2. So there are two rows and there are three columns of elements. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. So according to the definition, order of matrix A will become 2 rows, number of rows are 2 by number of columns are 3. So order of the matrix is 2 by 3. And generally, we write down the order of the matrix at right bottom corner of the matrix. This is the place where we will be writing down the order of the matrix. So if I know the order of matrix, as I had mentioned earlier, we can tell how many elements are present in the matrix. What we need to do? Just we need to multiply these two numbers, right? So here there are 2 rows, 3 columns. Multiply these two numbers, what do you get? You get answer as 6. So in this matrix totally how many elements are present? 6 elements are present. If we know the order of the matrix, we can tell how many elements are present in the matrix. Let us think in reverse way. If we know number of elements, is it possible to write down the orders of the matrix? Yes, it is possible. Let me to take one example. Already all these things are covered in the last session. It is just a revision of it. Then we will move ahead with the next concept. Let us take one example. Consider a matrix with 6 elements. So here we are given the number of elements present in the matrix. Then what we will be asked? We are asked, write down present in the matrix, and we are asked to write down the possible orders, right? So for time being, I will take elements as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since we have said that matrix is having 6 elements, I have taken these numbers as elements of the matrix as an example. To arrange these 6 elements, I can write down the matrix like this. Even I can write down the matrix like this to arrange these 6 elements. So, right. So, what will be the order of the matrix A now? Totally, there is 1 row and 6 columns. So, this is 1 by 6. What about this? There are totally 6 rows and 1 column. So, order will become what? 6 by 1. If I take this one, what will be the order? 2 rows, 3 columns. So when we are given number of elements, if we are asked to write down the possible orders, what we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to write down the ordered pair of 2 numbers whose product is 6. I will repeat my sentence. When we are given number of elements, if we are asked to write down the possible orders of the matrix, we are supposed to write down the ordered pair of 2 numbers whose product is 6. So, in order to get 6 elements, so what are the possible orders we can list? Yes, it is 1 cross 6, 1 by 6. If you are going to multiply these 2 numbers, you will be getting 6. We can write down the order as 6 by 1. We can write down the order as 2 by 3, and we can write down the order as 3 by 2. Whenever we are given number of elements present in the matrix, if we are asked to write down the possible orders, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to write down the ordered pair of 2 numbers. When I say ordered pair, 1 comma 6 is not equal to 6 comma 1. Don't think that these two are the same. No. That's why I use the word ordered pair. Right? So we are supposed to write down the ordered pair of 2 numbers whose product is equal to 6. Let me to take one more example. Assume a matrix has 8 elements. So what we are given? We are given how many elements are present in the matrix. So question will be, what are the possible orders of the matrix? Okay. So what we will do now? We will write down the ordered pair of 2 numbers whose product is 8. So what are the possibilities? You will say 1 by 8. You will say 8 by 1. You will say 2 by 4. You will say 4 by 2. So these are the possible orders, and each matrix will have 8 elements with these possible orders. So in today's session, we shall discuss the general representation of a matrix. How a matrix will be generally represented. matrix, elements present in it will also change. So we are trying to generalize it. When I say general representation of a matrix, we denote the number of rows by m, number of columns by n. Then what will be the order of that matrix? Order of that matrix will be m by n. So we are going to represent a matrix of order m by n generally. When I say order of the matrix is m by n, number of elements in that matrix will be equal to what? Number of elements in that matrix will be equal to m into n. So mn elements will be present in that matrix whose order is m by n. Now, we are going to represent a matrix of order m by n generally. Observe how do we do it. So totally there are m rows present in the matrix, row 1, row 2, row 3, row m, and matrix is having n columns. Column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, so on up to column number n. Now, we will denote the elements now. We will write down the elements present in the matrix generally. The element here will be written as A11 because this element is present at the intersection of first row, first column, hence it is denoted as A11 generally. The first subscript will tell you row position and the second subscript will tell you the column position, right? So if I try to denote this element generally, I will write it as A12 because this element is present at the intersection of first row, second column. So element here will be written as A13. With respect to the positions, we are writing down the elements present in the matrix. So this element is falling at the intersection of first row and the third column. So we write it as A13 and so on. Element present here will be written with position 1n. It means element is present at the intersection of our row 1 and column n. Similarly, this becomes A21, A22, A23, so on up to A2n, and here A31, A32, A33, so on up to A3n, and this will continue. Here it is AM1 because this element is present at the intersection of mth row and first column, so AM1, this is AM2, this is AM3, and so on up to AMN. So this is the general representation of a matrix whose order is m by n. So whatever the subscript we have written, they are going to tell us what? The position of the element. So first subscript will tell us what? Row position. And the second subscript will tell us column position. Okay. Now a question rises. Sir, if we are asked to write down general representation of a matrix, are we supposed to write down this complex representation? Yes. We have a solution for it. Instead of writing this lengthy general representation of a matrix in a compact form, the same matrix is written like this. Are you getting my point? Since this general representation of a matrix looks lengthy and it takes more time, so what we have done? We have written it in its compact form. So compact form is A equals to, we are writing down the A matrix, what is its order? M by n, and we denote the element Aij. So this Aij is called as general element of the matrix. Now you may be thinking, sir, how this Aij is going to represent all the elements present in the matrix? Now observe. If you want to write down the elements present in the first row, yes, if you want to write down the elements present in the first row, you fix I value as 1 because I denotes what? Position of the row. I want to write down elements of first row, so I will fix I value to what? 1 and go on varying j value from 1 to n. J represents column position. So now if I fix I value as 1 and if I go on varying j value from 1 to n, yes, I will be getting all the elements present in the first row. If I want elements present in the second row, I want all these elements. So now what I will do? I will fix I value to 2 and I will go on varying j value from 1 to n. Then I will be getting all the elements present in second row. So if I want the elements present in mth row, fix I value to m and go on varying j value from 1 to m. So you get am1, am2, am3, so on up to amn. That's why this will become the compact form of this complex general representation of the matrix. And what is this Aij called as? This Aij is called as general element of the matrix, using which we can write down all the elements present in the matrix. Now, if I ask you to represent generally a matrix of order 2 cross 2, what you are supposed to do? Name that matrix by any capital letter. Matrices are always denoted by capital letter. I can use any capital letter. So we are supposed to write down the matrix whose order is 2 cross 2. What does it mean? There are 2 rows in the matrix, row 1, row 2, and there are 2 columns in the matrix, column number 1 and column number 2. So we are trying to write down a 2 cross 2 matrix generally. So what will be the element present here? The element present here generally is A11, because this element is falling at the intersection of first row and first column. How do I write down element present here using its position? We write it as A12 and this is A21 and this is A22. So this becomes general representation of a matrix of order 2 cross 2. If we are asked to write down a matrix of order 2 cross 3 generally, yes, we can write it. Let me to call now the matrix as B. How many rows are present in the matrix? There are 2 rows. How many columns are there in the matrix? There are 3 columns. Now let me to write down the elements present in the matrix using their position. Here element will be A11, A12, A13 here, A21, A22, A23. This is how we are going to represent generally a matrix of any order by using the position of the element. problems on these concepts. So we are going to solve the problems from exercise 3.1. First question is, in the matrix A equals to 2, 5, 19, minus 7, 35, minus 2, 5 by 2, 12, root 3, 1, minus 5, 17. So we are given matrix A. So what we are asked? Write first bit the order of the matrix, second bit the number of elements, third bit write the elements A13, A21, A33, A24, A23. Now, we will answer for the first bit. In the first bit, what we are asked to write down? We are asked to write down the order of the matrix. What do we mean by order? Order represents the number of rows by number of columns. So in this matrix A, how many rows are there? This is row 1, this is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3. So totally there are 3 rows. How many columns? Column number 1, column number 2, column number 3 and column number 4. So in this matrix totally there are 3 rows and 4 columns, hence order will become what? 3 by 4. Second bit, number of elements present in the matrix. So when I say number of elements, don't go to the matrix and start counting it. You need not to go to the matrix and start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not like that. When we know the order of the matrix, just multiply these two numbers. That will give you how many elements are present in the matrix. If I multiply 3 and 4, what do I get? 12. So in the matrix, how many elements will be there? 12 elements. That's why in the last session I had mentioned to you, if we know the order of the matrix, we can tell how many elements are there in the matrix. Okay. So since order is 3 by 4, how many elements will be arranged in that matrix? 12 elements will be arranged in that matrix. Right. So in third bit, we are asked to write down the elements A13, A21, A33, A24, A23. Okay. So what does this A13 indicate? A13 indicate we are supposed to write down the element present at the intersection of first row and third column. So which element is present at the intersection of first row and third column? First row, third column. It is what? 19. So A13 is equal to 19. You need to always remember the first subscript will tell you what? Row position, and the second subscript will tell you column position. So if I ask you to write down element A21, what you will do? You will write down the element present at the intersection of second row, first column. See, A21, row position is 2, column position is 1. Second row, column 1. So which is that element? 35. So A33 is equal to what? Third row, third column, third row, third column, that is equal to what? -5. What about 824? Second row, fourth column. So 824 is equal to what? 12. So 823, second row, third column. So 823 is equal to 5/2. This is the solution. So next question. If a matrix has 18 elements, what are the possible orders it can have? Now, so in this question what we are given? We are given how many elements are there in the matrix. Knowing the number of elements, he is asking us to write down the possible orders that matrix can have. So whenever we are given number of elements, how do we write down the orders? We need to write down the ordered pairs whose product is 18. We need to write down the ordered pairs whose product is 18. So then you will say 1/18, yes. Then you will say 18/1, yes. You will say 3/6. You will say 6/3. You will say 9/2, and you will say 2/9. Is that not? So we are given what? Number of elements, and we are asked to write down what? Possible orders that matrix can have. So when we are given number of elements and asked to write down the possible orders, as I mentioned, you need to write down the possible ordered pairs whose product is 18. So it will be 1/18, 18/1, 3/6, 6/3, 9/2, 2/9. I will consider one more problem of the similar nature. If a matrix has 5 elements, what are the possible orders it can have? So what you will be doing? You will be writing down the ordered pairs of two numbers whose product is 5. Then your answer will be 1/5 and 5/1. Don't get confused. 1/5 and 5/1, they are same. They are not same. Because I have used the word ordered pairs. So when I say ordered pair, 1,5 is not equal to 5,1. Okay. We will consider next problem now. This is question number 4. Already I have solved 3 problems, and this is question number 4. Question is like this. Construct a 2/2 matrix A equals to Aij, whose elements given by Aij is equal to I plus j whole square divided by 2. Generally in your annual board examination we get question of this form for 1 mark, right? Okay, let us try to understand what is given and what we are asked. What did I mention? Aij. What is Aij? Aij is nothing but general element of the matrix. So we are given general element and we are asked to construct a 2 cross 2 matrix by using this general element. So first, in general, since we are given general element, we will first write down a general matrix of order 2 by 2. In general, a 2 by 2 matrix is written as, how do we write down in general a 2 by 2 matrix? So 2 by 2 matrix means 2 rows, 2 columns. So what will be the position of this element? 1 1, A11. Here element is A12. You need not to mention these things. For your understanding, I am writing down row 1, row 2. Okay. Here element position is A21. Here element position is A22. So this is what general representation of a matrix of order 2 by 2. So now we need to write down, or we need to find out the element A11, A12, A21 and A22 using the definition of general element given in the question. In the question, definition of general element is given as Aij is equal to I plus j whole square upon 2. So if I want to find out element A11, what I need to do? I need to put I value as 1 and j value as 1 in this definition of the general element given in the question. So I value is 1 plus j value is 1 divided by 2. So 2 square is 4 upon 2. So A11 element is nothing but 2. Next, A12. To find out the element A12, in the general element definition given to you, put I value as 1 and j value as 2. So I place 1, in the place of I we will write down 1, in the place of j we will write down 2. So 3 square is 9 by 2. So A12 is equal to what? 9 by 2. Now if I want to find out the element A21, in the general element definition put I value as 2, j value as 1. So again this is equal to what? 9 by 2. So to write down A22, put I value as 2 and j value as 2 in this general element. So I value is 2, j value is 2. So 2 plus 2 whole square divided by 2. So 2 plus 2 4, square is 16 by 2. So element A22 is 8. So whatever the elements you have found out, you write down in the matrix A. So A11 we have obtained as 2, A12 9 by 2, A21 9 by 2, A22 8. Right, this is how we construct the matrix using the general element. I will solve one more problem of the same nature. You attempt the left problems. If you get any queries, if you get any doubts, you can ask me in the group. construct a 3 by 4 matrix whose elements are given by Aij is equal to 2i minus j. Okay. Let us think in the same way. What we are given? We are given the general element. So using that general element, I am supposed to construct a matrix of order 3 by 2. So what shall we do? First we will write down generally a 3 by 4 matrix. In general, a 3 by 4 matrix is written as using the general element we are constructing the entire matrix. So first we are supposed to write down in general a 3 by 4 matrix. When I say 3 by 4 matrix, matrix will have 3 rows of elements and 4 columns of elements. So here we write down element generally as A11, A12, A13, A14, A21, A22, A23, A24, A31, A32, A33, A34. Each element you are supposed to find out using that general element. So what is general element? Aij is given as 2i minus j. So first A11. How do you find out A11? In the place of I put 1, first value. In the place of j you put 1. So 2 into 1, 2 minus 1. So A11 is equal to 1. A12. So I value is 1, j value is 2. Use the general element definition. 2 into 1, I value is 1, minus j value is 2. So 2 minus 2 it is 0. A13. I value is 1, minus j value is how much here? 3. So 2 minus 3 it is minus 1. A14. I value is 1. 2 into I value is 1 minus j value is 4. So 2 minus 4 is equal to minus 2. So we have found out all the elements present in the first row. Now A21. So we need to put I value as 2 now. Aij, I value is 2, j value is 1. So this is 2 into 2 minus 1. It will be 3. Next, A22. So I value is 2, j value is 2. So 2 into 2, 4 minus 2. This is equal to 2. A23. So I value is 2. So 2 into 2, 4 minus j value is 3. So 4 minus 3, it is 1. A24. I value is 2, j value is 4. So 2 into 2, 4 minus 4. So A24 is equal to 0. A31. I value is 3, j value is 1. I value is 3, 2 3s are 6, minus j value is 1. 6 minus 1. So A31 is equal to 5. Now A32, put I value as 3, so 2 3s are 6, minus j is 2, so 6 minus 2 is 4. A33, I value is 3, so 2 3s are 6, minus j is 3, 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. A34, I value is 3, 2 3s are 6, minus j value is 4, so 6 minus 4 is 2. So we have found out all the elements. Now we will complete the matrix A. So A11 1, A12 0, A13 minus 1, A14 minus 2, A21 3, A22 2, A23 1, A24 0, A31 5, A32 4, A33 3, A34 2. So this completes our solution. So some problems are left which are of the similar nature. You can try those problems. So the next concept that we are going to discuss, types of matrices. So a one mark question can be raised on this particular concept also. He will ask us to define a particular type of the matrix. So what are the types of the matrices that we are going to consider? First one, row matrix. I will write down some examples. Using that example, using analogy of the examples, you can easily trace out what will be the definition of row matrix. See, I will write down two matrices here. You must identify the similarity in these two matrices that will lead you to the definition of row matrix. This is one matrix, another matrix. So if I ask you to write down the order of the first matrix, that is capital A, now you are in a position to write it. It contains one row. How many columns? 5 columns. So order will become what? 1 by 5. If you take second matrix B, again there is only one row, and how many columns are there? There are 4 columns. What similarity are you finding out between the first matrix and second matrix? Yes, these two matrices are going to contain the number of rows as 1. We are least bothered about number of columns. Matrix can have 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column, any number of columns, but it must have what? Only one row. So then what will be the definition of row matrix? A matrix which has only one row is called row matrix. Right? So if a matrix is going to have only one row, see in the definition I didn't say anything about number of columns, it can be any number, but number of rows must be always what? 1. Such a matrix is called as row matrix. Generally, how do we write down a row matrix? In general, row matrix is written like this. Generally, we used to write order as what? M by n. Here m means number of rows. In case of row matrix, number of rows will be 1. Number of columns can be anything. So in general, A equals to Aij of order 1 by n is a row matrix. So there are chances that in our annual examination they may ask us to define row matrix. So any matrix which will have only one row is called as row matrix. Generally, what do we write down the order of row matrix? 1 by n. So restriction is only on the number of rows. We have fixed it as 1. And number of columns can be any natural number. 2, 3, 4, so on, anything. This is the first type of the matrix that we are going to have. So now second type. Column matrix. Now you may be thinking that it is a matrix which is going to have only one column. Then you are right. So if a matrix is going to have only one row, we call it as row matrix. Similarly, if a matrix is going to have only one column, such a matrix is called as column matrix. So definition is like this. A matrix having only one column is called column matrix. As an example, let A equals to, so how many rows this matrix is having? It is having 4 rows. How many columns? There is only one column. So this is an example of column matrix. Generally, how do we write down the order of column matrix? As I had earlier mentioned, generally we take down the order of matrix as m by n when I speak generally. In particular, when I say column matrix, number of rows can be any natural number, but number of columns we will fix as what? 1. That's why in general, A equals to Aij of order m cross n. A is a matrix which contains element Aij and order of matrix is m by 1 is a column matrix. This is the second type of the matrix we are having in our syllabus. So one more type I will cover and I will wind up my today's session. Zero matrix or null matrix. Name itself will suggest you zero matrix. It means we are going to speak about a matrix whose all entries are 0. For example, if I take this matrix, whatever may be the order, but what we find is all the entries present in this matrix are zeros. So such a matrix is termed as zero matrix. We do not say that it must be of order 2 cross 3, 3 cross 2, nothing like that. What we observe in this matrix is all the entries present in the matrix must be 0. And this 0 matrix is denoted by letter capital O. I had mentioned that matrices are generally denoted by capital letter. But for zero matrix, a particular letter we have assigned, that is O. If I am going to write down zero matrix of order 2 by 3, we write it like this. You must identify or you must understand that we are speaking about zero matrix whose order is 2 by 3. If I am going to write down zero matrix of order 3 by 3, we denote it like this, right? So, if I ask you to write down zero matrix of order 3 by 2, zero matrix means all the entries will be 0, 3 rows, 2 columns. Right? Now I will write down the definition here for zero matrix. So the definition of zero matrix is a matrix having all entries as zeros is called zero matrix. Which letter we use to denote a zero matrix? The letter used is O. Zero matrix of order m by n, O suffix m by n. Zero matrix of order 3 by 3, 0 suffix 3 by 3. So there are so many other types of the matrices we are having in our syllabus. In today's session, I have covered you the concepts, general representation of a matrix and some problems associated with the concept that I had covered in the last session and today's session. And along with that, we have covered 3 types of the matrices. Rest of the types of matrices we will discuss in tomorrow's class. And if you get any doubts in any of the problem, you can raise the question in the group.